The world was still young when the first war was born. In those days, the earth was quiet, and the people who lived upon it knew little of borders, pride, or conquest. Villages were small clusters of mud homes, surrounded by forests that whispered with the wind and rivers that carried secrets from one land to another. Life was simple, but even in simplicity, the seeds of conflict were waiting for the right moment to break open. Two tribes lived side by side, the Arakan, who worshipped the sun, and the Valari, who honored the moon. For generations, they shared the same river, traded food during harsh seasons, and helped one another when sickness swept through the land. Children of both tribes played together, knowing neither division nor rivalry. Elders sat under the same great oak tree to settle disputes. There had never been war, not even the idea of it. But everything changed the year the river shrank. Winter arrived early, freezing the mountain springs that fed the river. By spring, the water had thinned to a narrow stream. Fish vanished, crops failed, animals migrated deeper into the forest. And for the first time, fear began to crawl into the hearts of humans. Barakan's chief, Lord Hallam, believed the sun god was angry. He ordered his people to build a great altar by the river's edge and declared that the water belonged to them. The Valari chief, Elder Saros, argued that the moon had blessed the river long before the Arakan settled beside it. But words that once healed now sparked flames. Small arguments grew into loud disputes. Children were called home early. The oak tree that once united the tribes became a boundary. The river, once shared, now divided. One night, a young Arakan hunter named Darak crossed into Valari land searching for deer. The forest was quiet, and hunger gnawed at him like a wolf's teeth. He set a trap, but before he could leave, a Valari scout discovered him. The scout accused him of stealing from their territory. Darak, frightened and desperate, pushed the scout away. The scout fell, hit his head on a rock, and died before dawn's first light. Word reached both tribes the next morning. The Valari demanded justice. The Arakan refused, insisting Darak acted in fear, not with intent to kill. Elder Saros sent messengers asking for peace, but Hallam took the request as an insult. He believed surrender would show weakness, and weakness, in harsh times, meant death. So Hallam gathered his warriors. Saros did the same. No one wanted battle, yet everyone walked toward it. On the morning when war was born, the sun hung low and dim, as if ashamed. A cold mist wrapped around the fields. Hundreds of footsteps crushed the dewy grass as the two tribes faced one another for the first time, not as neighbors, not as allies, but as enemies. The silence was loud. Darak stood at the front of the Arakan line, trembling. Across the field, the slain scout's brother, Lirin, glared at him with grief burning hotter than fire. No one raised a weapon yet, but hatred had already drawn the first wound. A single bird cried overhead, then vanished into the sky. Then everything broke. A Valari soldier stepped forward demanding justice. An Arakan warrior shouted back. Someone raised a spear, someone else threw a stone. And with that, the first battle in human history began. Chaos swept across the field. Spears clashed against wooden shields. Arrows sliced through the mist. People who once shared bread now fought with rage they never knew they carried. The earth that had seen centuries of peace now tasted blood for the first time. Darak was struck in the leg, falling to his knees. Lirin charged toward him, ready to take revenge. But when he saw Darak's terrified eyes, he hesitated. That tiny moment, so small it could have been lost in the smoke of battle, was enough for doubt to enter his heart. Could killing one man heal the river? Could death bring justice? Before he could decide, another warrior rushed between them, swinging a blade. Lirin stumbled back, realizing how quickly war blinded all sense of meaning. Hours passed. Though it felt like days, the sun climbed across the sky, watching silently as humans shed blood for the first time. When evening arrived, the field lay quiet again. The mist had lifted, but the smoke of burned grass lingered. Bodies lay scattered on both sides. Neither tribe had won. Both had lost more than they could bear. As night fell, Elder Saros walked through the field, lantern in hand. He found Duroc barely conscious, his leg bleeding. Instead of anger, Saros felt only sorrow. He knelt beside the young man and whispered, "This was never justice." Nearby, Hallam was carried away by his surviving warriors, wounded and defeated. His pride, which had started the war, dissolved into regret. The two chiefs met days later under the oak tree where peace had once lived. They could not bring back the dead, nor erase what their people had witnessed. But they agreed on one thing: the river would flow for all. The tribes would rebuild, share resources, and teach their children that war was a curse that should never have been born. Seasons passed. The river returned to normal. The tribes healed slowly, but the memory of that day, the cries, the fear, the blood on the grass, remained forever. Stories were passed to the next generations, so they would know that the first war had not come from strength but from fear, pain, and pride. And though humanity would wage countless wars in the centuries to come, the elders always told the same truth: the first battle was not won by either side. It was only a lesson, a painful reminder of what humans lose when they forget they are brothers. Thus, the birth of battle became the first scar upon the world, teaching future generations what peace truly meant.